Hi guys, Doctor Who Snippets here, and welcome to day 5 of my Doctor Who Snippets 10 Days of Christmas Countdown. So, yes, look at us, we are halfway through. That's going quite fast. And I was struggling to find suggestions, that is what I talked about yesterday. However, I bribed you guys. I said that if I pick your suggestion in one of the next 6 videos, your name will be put into a pot. And then, in my 2011 update, after I do the extra special shoutouts, which will be people I handpick that I really feel have been good friends and deserve a shoutout, after that, you and one other person, so there'll be 2 of you, will be picked out for a click here for their channel shoutout. So it's not really a shoutout, it's more of a prize, because I'd like to keep the shoutouts to the special people. So yes, and I have been flooded with suggestions after that. More suggestions came through in the last 24 hours than shoutout requests. You had them, why didn't you give them to me? Anyway, I've got plenty now, I've got more than enough. In fact, I've chosen my favourites and I've got 8. And there are only 6 more videos. However, still feel welcome to sending you suggestions, because I might just add you to my list. If I like your suggestion, there is no way I can't cross off one of them and add yours. Equally as likely. Excuse me. Okay, so I think that's all I really have to say today. That, yeah, you could have done it all along. Oh, sorry. Other news, my City of Death set review is uploading as we speak. But before we start, we've got to do the shoutouts. And today I'm only doing 2. I'm not doing 1, but I'm doing 2 at least, but not as many as 3. And this time I'm not going to show you me picking them, because we've got to get on with today's event. So, yeah, here we go. I've picked them before. So the first shoutout today goes to someone that I've spoken to quite a lot, I think, and that is Super Tom Who. Congratulations to you, mate. And the second shout out goes to Gerbil Turtle Doctor Who Guy. That is an epic username. Now, well done to you as well. Now, yeah, remember, seriously, I've got you all down. I'm almost certain everyone who's asked one I've got down on the list. And I'm not deleting this list after the 10 days, but I'll keep it going into 2012, this list. And I'm sure I've got pretty much everyone that's asked. Please do not ask again, and remember, yeah, they may seem like close friends to me if you've been watching videos. I might have given them one before or something, but I promise you this is completely random. And that's the 2 we got, Super Tom Who and Gerbil Turtle Doctor Who Guy even. Alright, so yeah, there's shout outs for today. Congratulations to you 2. So now I've got to go straight into today's event, because it's a biggie. And it is suggested by TARDIS Man 115. You have been entered into the draw, TARDIS Man. Congratulations. And his suggestion was to do well, I've sort of changed it slightly, but do like a countdown of your top favourite 10 figures of all time. So I'm going to do it in the traditional countdown style, like they do in movies, that show that's often on. There are loads of different shows, but top 100 of whatever. So I'm going to get straight into that. And yeah, let's get going. The amount of times I've been asked my favourite figure is ridiculous. However, I've never even ever considered doing a top 10. I don't know why, it's so obvious. But yeah, I'm going to do it. Now, the most important thing to say is, I had to choose 13 figures, I couldn't choose 10. Having said that, when I got down to the last few, I was really thinking, I was struggling to find some that I think deserve a place. But I want to keep it as a top 10. So rather than doing top 13, the way I'm going to achieve this is say the last 3 that just missed out on top 10, rather than saying at number 12 and number 11 and number 13, just the bottom 3. Alright? And I'm going to be showing these figures as we go along, except for these bottom three, because I'm too lazy. Alright, these are the ones that just missed out in no particular order. The 6th Doctor from Real Time, Magnus Grill and Mr. Sin, and the 10th Doctor Aged and Ancient. They were my bottom three that just missed out on a spot in the top 10. So now, here we go, let's get on with the top 10. A new arrival to my collection jumps straight away in at number 10, and that is Count Scarlione from the City of Death set. Now, this figure, I really like it, but I think it's right up here at the moment because it's new. But maybe if I did this in like a month or so, this might be replaced by, I don't know, the 10th Doctor Aged and Ancient. I really think they should be up here, but I love this figure. And the 10th Doctor and Aged and Ancient take ages to stand back up on my shelves, so I couldn't be bothered to bring them down. But at the moment, I think this figure does deserve place number 10. And my City of Death set view, as I said, is uploading at the moment, so it may not be up for you when you're watching this, or you may not have just seen it yet. But if you want to find out why he immediately has beaten the other 190 figures and got up here straight away, watch that review. So that is Count Scarlione from the City of Death set. At number 9 we have my only Dalek entry, and that is the Imperial Dalek from Remembrance of the Daleks. Now, the reason this is up here right now is it was my favourite Dalek for a long time, and I was dying for the release of this with the 7th Doctor. And then when my dad suddenly told me there was a Remembrance of the Dalek set out that included this and much more for $34.99 when I was going to pay $49.99 for the set with him and the 7th Doctor, I was so excited, and the fact I waited for this for absolutely ages gets it up here. Now, because I said this is my only Dalek entry in the top 10, making this my favourite Dalek figure. Not my favourite Dalek type though, because as we all know, my favourite Dalek type is the Necros Dalek. At number 8 is a figure that I thought was my favourite for absolutely ages, despite it being a very standard figure, and it is the Ice Warrior from Classics Wave 2. Now, I could never work out why this was my favourite, and then one day when I got my first silent figure, I realised that it was because it had ball jointed arms, and that was something that wasn't very common back when this was released. The detail on it was good, but nothing special. The articulation on it wasn't actually brilliant, but these joints made me love it. So, yeah, number 8 is the Ice Warrior. At number 7, it's my only Doctor entry, and it is the 11th Doctor from the Flesh Wave. Now, I know I gave this a slightly negative review, but it now is one of my favourite figures, as you can tell, and it's also, by being the only Doctor entry, it is my favourite Doctor figure. I love the blue shirt, I love the blue bow tie, and I just can't get enough of those ball joints. So, yeah, and I would love to get, I was hoping to get the white shirted one with red bow tie for Christmas. Unfortunately, everyone sold out of him, so I'll have to get him sometime after Christmas, or I might just pass, because it is quite a plain figure, the red and white one. I know it's rarer, but I do love the blue of this one, making it a nicer figure. At number 6, it's my only Cyberman entry, making it yet again my favourite Cyberman, and this is the Revenge of the Cybermen Cyber Leader, found in the Revenge of the Cybermen Collector set. Now, lots of you know, after getting that set on my birthday, I fell in love with it, and I absolutely love the Cybermen in this set, but I had to choose a leader because obviously he's the most colourful. But if I could, I would have all 3 of those Cybermen down here as number 6. Well, I suppose I could, but I want to keep it fair. Halfway there, at number 5, it's one of the latest figures to be released, and it is the Peg Soldier. Now, we all love this figure. It's got excellent articulation, yet again a figure with ball jointed shoulders. Lovely detail, very creepy, as we all know. Hello. And yeah, an excellent figure, and deserves its place to mark the top 5 of my collection. So we're past the top 5, and at number 4 is the pink skin silent with open mouth. Now, the closed mouth silent I don't like as much as this one. However, it shouldn't be below 10, but I don't want two silents in the top 10 because other figures should be given a chance, and there are ones I love a lot. So basically what I'm saying is, I don't love it, I don't like it as much as this silent to have them both at number 4, but it doesn't belong past number 10, and I don't want it messing around with other figures. So let's just say, basically, all the silent figures are up here, you could say. But my favourite out of all 4 silents, well actually there are 6 now because of the lightning ones, is the pink skin open mouth silent at number 4. And now we are into the top 3, and at number 3 we got a figure that might shock a lot of you because I've never really talked about it as being one of my favourite figures, but I can assure you it is. And at number 3 we have, I think, the oldest figure of the lot, and it is Dalek Sec Hybrid. Now that would probably be a big surprise to you, and I'm not going to go into the detail of why I love this figure, but I love the character, I love the episode, brings back great memories, and I just love the figure, and I was so happy when I got it. So definitely deserves its place at number 3 in my collection. So we have 2 figures left. Which is the runner-up and which is the winner? Now, I think some of you, those who have been watching my videos from the start and communicating to me a lot, you will know or have an idea which figures will be up here, and I'm sure in your ideas that you will have both of these figures there. So up here at number 2 is the all-famous Time Crash. Now, I know a lot of you would consider this as 2 figures, but I feel that Time Crash is such a well-known set that the word Time Crash, when it comes to figure collecting, has sort of become one figure. It is a figure. So I consider this as one figure. I know a lot of you would consider this as my number 1. I almost did joint number 1 and had 11 figures in the countdown, which I still think I should have done. But to be honest, this is still packaged. I love it very much, but because it's in the package, I don't have as much excitement out of it as what is at number 1. So this figure definitely earns a place as a runner-up, maybe even number 1. It's debatable though. So what is it? What is it at number 1? Yeah, I bet some of you skipped to this part. Well, this figure is one I absolutely love, and like I mentioned in the last, at number 2 with Time Crash, I mentioned that some of you will have a couple of figures that probably you know will be one of these top 2. Well, the most dedicated viewers and that I'm friends with will probably have worked out these top 2, and some of them may have even worked out that Time Crash is number 2 and this is number 1, or some of you just couldn't decide on the order. But I know every one of you will probably have this as being up there, and for you and not just me, this is probably one of your favourites. And at number 1 in my collection, my favourite figure of all time is the astronaut. Now everyone I know loves this figure. This is the Melody variant. I might get the River variant. I would prefer to have only one because the special excitement of the figure is sort of ruined when you have 2 of them. But I'd rather have the River one than this Melody one because Melody was a hoax and River was the true person in the astronaut. Although you could say it's a very major storyline that's very confusing, and the girl's Melody was meant to be in the astronaut, but she escaped, and then they had to put River in it. However, yeah, you know, it's a very important part of the storyline. At first there was Melody, and then at the end it became River in there. So I know it's the same person, obviously, but still. So I might get the River one at some point, but both of them on the outside, because the head has very little difference to it. But on the outside, this is an amazing figure, excellent articulation, excellent look at of detail, and it looks like an astronaut, and that is a brilliant figure, and 100% earns the top spot in my collection. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed watching that. I know I had a load of fun making it. I'm probably going to upload it maybe next year or something as a separate video, because I would like to have it as my top 10 figures, but for now it's exclusive to this Christmas video as a feature. And I shall be doing probably this time next year, or maybe in 6 months around my anniversary time again, I will be doing it. So in the summer holidays I will redo this top 10, and you can see how it's changed, and I'll probably have like previous number 7 for example, so the Doctor and say, I don't know, another figure as new number 7, or it might stay the same. Okay guys, thanks for watching, see you tomorrow, keep your suggestions and shout outs coming, and yeah, Merry Christmas.